Before we start today's video, I would just like to point out that I have hauled my way all the way back over to Blackthorn City in order to pick up the item that Santos of Saturday gives out, because it's been eating at me for far too long that I forgot this. It's Saturday. I'm Santos of Saturday. You can have this. And we get the spell tag, which is a held item that powers up ghost type moves. Spell tag. Ghost type moves get stronger. It will frighten you. This guy's creepy, not gonna lie. Anyway, now that we finally got that out of the way, hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we made our way here through Celadon City. We saw everything that there was to see, and we also earned ourselves the Rainbow Badge from this from this gym right here. And this time, we are going to be heading out westward to check out what else Kanto has to offer for us. Spoiler alert, it's probably a gym. Anyway, if we cut our way up here to this really tiny patch of grass, there is one new Pokemon that we can obtain here. During the daytime only, not in the morning, but the day only, you can obtain Slugma, which will later evolve into Magcargo. Yet another instance of a Generation 2 Pokemon that you cannot get until you get to Kanto for some reason. Anyway, there's this guy right here. It doesn't have anything for you, but it's kind of interesting how there's just this random hidden house here. If you cruise down Cycling Road, you'll end up in Fuchsia City, which is where we are going next. And of course we have this sign right here, Cycling Road, downhill coasting all the way. So what we have to do is we have to go around this way, and we can sneak into this gate, which has gotten inexplicably smaller in the past 3 years. Cycling Road starts here. It's all downhill, so it's totally exhilarating. It's a great sort of feeling that you can't get from a ship or train. If you have your bicycle with you, you are automatically forced upon it, and we can ride around here. I think if you manage to get here without getting the bicycle, which I'm pretty sure is possible, they won't actually let you navigate this route. At least, that's what should happen. Anyway, that is the end of Route 16. No trainers at all. And this grass patch right here, there's nothing new in there. You can still get Slugma in that grass, but since we already went over it, not really that big of a deal. Hey, you're from Johto, huh? Yes, indeed I am. Now, this route in particular is probably one of the ones that got gutted the most between Generation 1 and Generation 2. Route 16 had all of its trainers removed, and Route 17 here had 60% of its trainers removed. And then the route we're going to be going to in a bit, Route 18, used to have 3 trainers, and now it only has 2. So yeah, this portion of Kanto in particular got pretty gutted, because there used to be like almost 20 trainers on this pathway between Celadon and Fuchsia. Now there are 6. It's kinda crazy. Hey, you wanna have a speed battle? Sure thing, sure thing, sure thing. Alright. So yeah, even though there's only 4 trainers here, I do plan on battling all of them just because I really like to get that experience. Experience is always something that we can value, and even though they don't give out all that much, I definitely want to get as much as I can. Because, oh my word, there is a fight later on that the experience will go to good use towards. I can definitely guarantee that. Anyway, it looks like Espeon is our first Pokemon to achieve level 50, which is really cool. Anyway, I'm going to switch over to Feraligatr right here, and here we have Magmar. Now, interesting thing about Magmar that I only really found out about recently, in Gold and Silver, you can get Magmar as early as the Burned Tower, but in Crystal, believe it or not, if you don't get it from the Odd Egg, we are still unable to obtain this Pokemon, and it's going to be a while before we'll be able to get a hold of one. Really crazy. Not sure what's up with all the weirdness of Pokemon balancing. I feel like it got fixed a lot better in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Another thing that got fixed in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which is pretty interesting, I went and did some research just to make sure I knew what I was talking about. You might notice how all of the gym leaders we fought so far are kind of underwhelming in strength relative to the final Johto gym leaders. In the remake, every single Kanto gym leader has a Pokemon in the 50s. In this game, only 2 of them have Pokemon in the 50s. So that should explain right there how crazy the level curve is in this game. Wow, that's a cool bicycle. Does it say Rydle, 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 Rydle all over it? That's a different region and another game, and perhaps another Let's Play, although probably not for a little bit. Anyway, got another Magmar here for some reason, really not sure why Magmar? Anyway, let's try Return right here. I don't think we've used it before. And as you can see, it is pretty powerful, because our Espeon is a very, very happy Pokemon, as evidenced by the fact that it is an Espeon, so really, really nice to have confirmation of its happiness for us. Anyway, got a second Magmar right here, and then after this, we've only got one more trainer on this route. Like, do you guys remember back in the Yellow Let's Play how long it took us to get through these set of 3 routes right here? Yeah, it's gonna take us like half an episode to get through this time around. It's ridiculous. Alright. I suppose I didn't need to play the weakness game there because it is only level 32, but I gotta keep my weakness abusing up. But you don't just look cool. Also, what is with these people's faces? Like, the bikers' design, I always thought they didn't even look human. They look like they're out of one of those, like, old, creepy Cartoon Network shows. Anyway, I think the last trainer is up this way somewhere. It's really weird. This route's sort of divided in thirds, so if you want to explore the whole thing, you basically have to navigate its entire length multiple times. And is he not actually up here? Is he over here? The answer to that is... no, he's not. Also, in case it wasn't obvious, moving downwards does not require any button inputs whatsoever. Really, he's not there. Is he over here? Maybe. Anyway, right here, there is a hidden Max Elixir, which is the only item on this route. And then we can nip right on over here. And here we go. We're Fearless Highway Stars. Alrighty, last biker on this route. Yeah, already. If you didn't believe me before when I said Kanto is a shell of its former self, yeah, it pretty much is. Alright. In fact, believe it or not, that hidden Max Elixir right there is the only item, period, on all 3 of these routes, and Slugma and Magcargo are the only new Pokemon, period, on all 3 of these routes. Like, it's so unnecessarily tiny, it's bizarre to me. But I mean, I guess it makes sense because they had trouble fitting some stuff on the cart. But I mean, whatever, I guess we can deal with it. Got a Charmeleon right here. And, of course, whenever there's any fire type on the field, one of our go-to moves is going to be Surf. So let us surf it into probably next week. Very nice. Get our experience for that, and what's his last Pokemon? It is a Weezing. I think we'll stay in for this because Feraligatr is only level 48, whereas Espeon's level 50, so I think Feraligatr could use the experience a little bit more. Gotta sit through the satisfying but long surf animation, and there we go. And with that, that is absolutely everything we can do on the cycling road. Yeah, already. Ah, crash and burn, he says. Alright, and we go zooming down here, and we can head on through this gatehouse, and I'm curious, what do you have to say? Cycling road uphill starts here. That's so weird, he's all capitalized as if he's some sort of robot or sign, not like a real person. Route 18, Celadon City to Fuchsia City. Here's trainer number 1 on the route. Cycling road is a quick shortcut to Celadon. Yep, but we're coming at it from this direction. It's funny, I think back in the Yellow Let's Play, we actually traveled Cycling Road in the opposite direction. So yeah, just goes to show Kanto is a really openly designed region that allows for a lot of different ways to navigate it, which I think is really cool. A lot of the regions nowadays are pretty straightforward, like they don't give you a lot of options in terms of how you navigate it. Something that I really, really do miss from this game and to a lesser extent Generations 3 and 4. Anyway, got one more trainer. Will he fight us from outside the grass? Yes, he will. If you're looking for Pokemon, you have to look in the tall grass. Yeah, I feel like 47 episodes in, we'd probably be familiar with this concept. Although, to be fair, did we even catch any of our Pokemon in the tall grass? Like, if we really think about it, I think our only Pokemon that we actually caught in the wild, like, conventionally, was, Crobat, and that wasn't even in the grass, so yeah, we didn't catch any of our Pokemon in the grass. We caught one in a cave, we hatched one, 2 were given to us, 1 we headbutted out of a tree, and 1 we bought from a casino. So, yeah, hodgepodge little group we've got here, in case it wasn't too terribly clear about that. Probably one of the more hodgepodgey teams I've ever put together. Anyway, gonna take Espeon off the field and bring in Feraligatr, even though it is only level 28, so I guess it doesn't really matter who we use to take it out. And there we go. I'm assuming what he's gonna have next is either a Doduo again, or a Dodrio. It's a Dodrio! Very good. Evolved Pokemon are always nice because they always give out a little bit more experience, so when you're at this stage in the game, it's definitely nice to face that kind of Pokemon. And there we go. Not quite to level 49, but we're close. Definitely close. Aye, he says, because that's definitely not the most generic thing ever. And that is the end of this route, and we are already in Fuchsia City. And Fuchsia City, you will notice, actually has the music for Celadon City. That is because quite a few of the classic Kanto tracks that you're familiar with don't actually appear in Generation 2 because they wouldn't fit on the cart. Fuchsia City Pokemon Gym. Leader Janine, the Poisonous Ninja Master. Now, fun fact about Janine, she actually has a cameo in Fire Red and Leaf Green. However, they accidentally translated her name wrong, and she is named Charine in that game. Not sure why. Almost forgot to mention this. The nurse in the Pokemon Center in Fuchsia City only has green hair for some reason. Not entirely sure what is up with that. Anyway, there actually is not all that much to do in Fuchsia City. Safari Zone Warden's home is one of the important areas in here. However, my grandpa is the Safari Zone Warden. At least he was. He decided to go on a vacation and took off overseas all by himself. He quit running Safari Zone just like that. Yep, the Safari Zone has been completely cut from this game, and does not appear at all, although there is data in the game to suggest it was going to appear at some point, because there is an unused map in the game that resembles the Safari Zone a bit. Safari Zone office is closed until further notice. Now, does this say the same thing? No, it doesn't. Fuchsia City, behold, it's passion pink. I always love that slogan. And like most other slogans in this game, it was actually changed in the remake, which is really disappointing. No littering. Please take your waste with you. Very, very good life advice. Anyway, hidden right over here is the Pokemart. Welcome, how may I help you? And this is what they sell. Pretty standard fare, just thought I'd show that off. Now, in Generation 4, Fuchsia City is actually home to the PAL Park, which allows you to migrate Pokemon over from Generation 3. And the Warden actually appears in the Johto region to the west of Cianwood City with a new Safari Zone that he's opened, which is really interesting. So Johto is no longer the only region prior to Black and White without a Safari Zone. Anyway, last thing over here, we have a Burnt Berry, and believe it or not, that is absolutely everything to do in Fuchsia City aside from the obvious gym. As you can see, no more Safari Zone. The Warden is traveling abroad. Therefore, the Safari Zone is closed. Always a shame, but I mean, I can understand why they did it. It probably wasn't going to fit in the game, and honestly, the Safari Zone was a source of a huge number of glitches in Generation 1, so I can understand their hesitance to include it. Anyway, here we have the gym. Yo, champion making. Whoops, take a good look around you. The trainers all look like the leader, Janine. Which of them is the real Janine, or Janine, or whatever? Yep. Now, as you can see, on the Game Boy Color, the walls here aren't so invisible, so I wouldn't worry about being unable to see the walls. But this gym, unlike most in the Kanto region, actually has a gimmick to it. That is, you do not know the identity of the gym leader until you speak to them. Now, one thing that's annoying about this is if you do not know beforehand who the gym leader is, and you're the kind of person that likes to fight every single gym trainer for the experience, this gym can be very, very frustrating because you might wind up accidentally talking to the gym leader first and then be stuck out of fighting the gym trainers, because once you beat the leader, the trainers will no longer challenge you. So for that reason, I know ahead of time which one of these people is the gym leader, and we are going to be fighting all of the gym trainers first. If you look around the room, you will notice there are 5 people, which means there are 4 gym trainers, which is pretty standard for the Kanto region, I'll be honest. In fact, for the Kanto region, it's probably on the high end of numbers of trainers in the gym, to be honest. Let's see. There we go. Get our experience for that. And let me guess, Ivysaur? Yeah, looks like this lady has all 3 Pokemon of the Bulbasaur family. So let's just take it out with our crazy, trippy psychic attack. I love that wavy effect it does on the screen, it's so cool. And there we go. 1 trainer down, 3 to go. Oh, I lost, you're not weak. Now, a lot of players of Generation 1 will recall that in that game, this was Koga's gym, and Koga appeared as the gym leader. However, in this one, since Koga is an Elite Four member, Janine has taken his place, which is really, really neat. Now, the fact of the matter is, this means Janine is a very, very new gym leader, and for whatever reason in-universe they decided that they would make that translate into her Pokemon being very, very low-leveled. Janine's highest leveled Pokemon is level 39. Yeah, they rectified this pretty well in the remake, but here it's kind of a joke. I'm not gonna lie. Now, one awkward side effect of this that didn't rear its head until later, the fact that Janine is the gym leader, is that in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, in the Pokemon World Tournament, Koga does not actually appear at all. For some reason, because he appears as an Elite Four member in the Johto region, and for whatever reason, they decided that they weren't going to include Elite Four members in the Pokemon World Tournament, so Janine appears in Black 2 and White 2, but Koga does not. Which honestly still bothers me. Like, why couldn't they just include the Elite Four? Like, I'd love to have heard the remixes of their themes, because back then they were like, oh, there's a classic character, let's remix their theme, instead of what they did in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where they just copied the theme exactly from the original game it appeared in. I'm a really big fan of music in Pokemon, so you can tell that whenever they mess with my music, I get a little upset. Anyway, as you can see, you would probably expect this person to be the actual gym leader, because they are smack in the middle of the gym, and they are standing where Koga stood in Generation 1. However, they fake you out, and this is not actually the gym leader. So we have one more fight to do before we are done with this area. Also, like, seriously, it bears repeating. Level 34? Really? I know people really, really like the fact that you get to go back to Kanto in Generation 2, but I'll be honest, a lot of the stuff, like, a lot of the design choices for Generation 2 are just really, really strange. Like, why have all these low-leveled Pokemon? It's not like they couldn't, quote-unquote, fit higher-leveled Pokemon on the cartridge, because it's just a number. Like, I don't know, it's strange. It's very, very weird. So I feel like the nostalgia factor of Kanto sort of wears off really quickly because you sort of get into this mindset of why is everyone here so weak? It was supposed to be like a big challenge, a big evolution over the previous games, and they're not really. Anyway, right here, this is the actual gym leader. I'm the real deal, Janine of Fuchsia Gym. That's me. Very cool, and we get the music to boot. And of course, I feel like it is worth noting, in Pokemon Yellow at least, Koga had a Pokemon in the 50s. Janine doesn't have a Pokemon in the 40s. Why? Anyway, she starts with a Crobat, level 36, with the moves Wing Attack, Confuse Ray, Supersonic, and Screech, which is pretty much identical to any other Crobat you'll see in the game. So, honestly, you should not have a big deal taking this thing out. In fact, Janine is probably the easiest of the Kanto gym leaders. Like, I don't want to say she's pathetically weak, but for this point in the game, she honestly is. Anyway, next up we have an Ariados level 30 freaking 3 for some reason, with the moves String Shot, Nightshade, Giga Drain, and Scary Face, and it is gone because, honestly, would you be surprised at any other result at this point? Anyhow, third up, we have Weezing, level 36, with the moves Sludge Bomb, Smog, Toxic, and Explosion. And if it survives this Psychic, I will be very surprised. Honestly, my strategy for this gym is come in here with anyone on your team equipped with Psychic and just Psychic 5 times. Like, Janine's levels are so low, it's like, there's no way you're not going to one-shot most of the stuff on her team. Anyway, Espeon is trying to learn Morning Sun, which is actually an exclusive move to Espeon in this game. Basically what it does is it is a healing move that I believe works better in the daytime. Umbreon is a similar move called Moonlight that works better at night, and for multiple reasons, A, because I like the moveset the way it is, and B, because this is a time-sensitive move, I think we're gonna not learn it even though it is an exclusive move. In fact, honestly, it's looking kinda likely that I'm probably gonna have to record quite a few episodes remaining in the series at nighttime, because school's starting back up, so not sure it'd be too terribly useful. Anyway, second Weezing is identical to the first one, level 36, Sludge Bomb, Smog, Toxic, and Explosion. Now something else you might have noticed, for whatever reason, all of Janine's Pokemon are male in this game. I'm pretty sure they're all female in Generation 4, but like usually when you have an NPC trainer, the genders of their Pokemon usually match the gender of the trainer you're facing, but here it's like completely opposite for some reason. Really strange. Anyway, last up we have Venomoth, level 39, with the moves Toxic, Psychic, Foresight, and Supersonic. Decent moveset, but still, the level's just not there. It's already down, and we've already won. Oh, I missed the buffs from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You're a tough one. You definitely won. Here's Soul Badge. Take it. With pleasure? I don't know, it doesn't really feel like I've earned it. Like, she's not strong. Anyway, we have the Soul Badge. You're so tough. I have a special gift. It's Toxic, a powerful poison that steadily saps the victim's HP. And we get TM06 Toxic, which is probably one of the best moves in the entire game. And it comes so late. But yeah, we finally have Toxic, so honestly, next time I'm going around retooling the team, Toxic is very likely going to wind up on somebody, probably Crobat. I'm going to really apply myself and improve my skills. I want to become better than both Father and you. Yep, Janine is, in fact, Koga's daughter. Very, very interesting stuff. Now, I am curious about what I'm going to do for the thumbnail, because Janine's off in the corner, and I don't want to have half the thumbnail be black. But I mean, I guess once you have watched this video, you'll know what I eventually settled with. That was a great battle, trainer from Johto. Indeed it was. You'd be impressed at how many times Joey has called during a jump cut. Like, sheesh. Anyway, with that, I think we are going to be ending things off here. So, this past episode of Pokemon Crystal, we made our way here to Fuchsia City, and we were able to grab ourselves our 12th Pokemon League Gym Badge. Although, honestly, it was not at all hard to obtain. And next time on Pokemon Crystal, I think we're going to be putting our trek through Johto on hold for just a little bit, because I have some rematches on the SS Aqua to show you, and the way my recording is lined up, it seems like that next episode's going to be a very good time to do it. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.